Eileen GU reflects on decision to leave Team USA for China. A lot of people just don't understand. NEWU can now listen to Fox News articles. Eileen GU released a statement on social media Monday, reflecting on her controversial decision to compete for Team China despite being born and raised in the US. GU's statement tied the decision back to her passion for promoting women's sports and encouraging young girls to pursue sports. I gave my first speech on women in sports and Title IX when I was 11 years old. I talked about being the only girl on my ski team, and, despite attending an all-girls school from Monday through Friday, becoming best friends with my teammates on the weekends through the common language of sport, GU wrote on Instagram. At the same time, I was made painfully aware of the lack of representation. At age 9, I felt that I was somehow representing all women every time I stepped in the terrain park. Landing tricks was about more than progression. It was about disproving the derisive implication of what it meant to ski like a girl. GU went on to express gratitude for the one season in which she did compete for the US. When I was 15, I announced my decision to compete for China. At the time, I had spent one season on the US team and had been lucky enough to meet my heroes in person. I am forever grateful for that season and continue to maintain a close relationship with the team. I had spent every summer in China since I was 8, setting up summer camps on trampoline and dry slope for kids and adults, ranging from 7 to 47 years old, so I knew the industry was tiny. I felt like I knew everyone, she added. Skiing for Team China meant the opportunity to uplift others through the universal culture of sport and to introduce free skiing to hundreds of millions of people who had never heard of it, especially with the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics around the corner. GU's statement concluded by acknowledging that certain people don't understand her decision to compete for China over the US, while insisting the choice maximized the impact she would have. I can look back now, at 22, and tell 12-year-old Eileen that there are now terrain parks full of little girls who will never doubt their place in the sport. I can tell 15-year-old me that there are now millions of girls who have started skiing since then, in China and worldwide, GU wrote. A lot of people won't understand or believe that I made a decision to create the greatest amount of positive impact on the world stage that I could, at this age, given my interests and passions. 3 golds and 6 medals later, I can confidently say was once a dream is now a reality. GU has become a target for global criticism this Olympics for her decision to represent China while remaining silent on the country's alleged human rights abuses. In an interview with Time magazine, GU was asked her thoughts on China's alleged persecution of Uyghurs and other Turkic Muslim minorities in Xinjiang. I haven't done the research. I don't think it's my business. I'm not going to make big claims on my social media, GU answered. I'm just more of a skeptic when it comes to data in general. So, it's not like I can read an article and be like, oh, well, this must be the truth. I need to have a ton of evidence. I need to maybe go to the place, maybe talk to 10 primary source people who are in a location and have experienced life there. Then I need to go see images. I need to listen to recordings. I need to think about how history affects it. Then I need to read books on how politics affects it. This is a lifelong search. It's irresponsible to ask me to be the mouthpiece for any agenda. More controversy surrounding GU erupted after the Wall Street Journal reported that GU and another American-born athlete who now competes for China were paid a combined $6.6 million by the Beijing Municipal Sports Bureau in 2025. GU is the highest-paid Winter Olympics athlete in the world, making an estimated $23 million in 2025 alone due to partnerships with Chinese companies, including the Bank of China and Western companies. Her alignment with China prompted criticism from many Americans this Olympics, including Vice President J.D. Vance. I certainly think that someone who grew up in the United States of America who benefited from our education system, from the freedoms and liberties that makes this country a great place, I would hope they want to compete with the United States of America, Vance said in an interview on Fox News, The Story with Martha McCallum. Later, when Jiyu was asked if she feels like a bit of a punching bag for a certain strand of American politics at the moment, she said she does. "I do," she said. "So many athletes compete for a different country. People only have a problem with me doing it because they kind of lump China into this monolithic entity, and they just hate China. So, it's not really about what they think it's about. And also, because I win. Like, if I wasn't doing well, I think that they probably wouldn't care as much, and that's okay for me. People are entitled to their opinions. The police were called. I've had death threats. I've had my dorm robbed." Jiyu told The Athletic. "I've gone through some things as a 22-year-old that I really think no one should ever have to endure, ever." Eileen Jiyu reflects on her decision to leave Team USA for China. "A lot of people just don't understand. In the world of elite sports, few decisions spark as much debate as an athlete choosing to represent a different country. National pride, identity, politics, and personal ambition often collide in these moments, turning a personal choice into a global conversation." When freestyle skiing superstar Eileen Jiyu decided to compete for China instead of the United States, she stepped into exactly that kind of storm. To some, her choice was confusing. To others, it was controversial. And to many, it was inspiring. But for Jiyu herself, the decision was deeply personal, rooted in culture, identity, and a vision that stretched far beyond medals. As she later reflected, "A lot of people just don't understand." Her story is not just about sports. It is about belonging, identity in a globalized world, and the courage to follow a path that others may not fully comprehend. A childhood between two worlds. Eileen Jiyu was born in San Francisco, California, to an American father and a Chinese mother, Yang Jiyu, who had emigrated from Beijing to the United States. From the moment she entered the world, Jiyu embodied two cultures. Her childhood was unique. During winters, she trained and competed in the United States, developing her freestyle skiing skills on American slopes. But every summer, she traveled to Beijing, where she immersed herself in Chinese language, traditions, and family life. These yearly visits shaped her identity. She learned Mandarin, studied Chinese culture, and connected deeply with her relatives. While many children grow up feeling anchored to a single place, Jiyu grew up feeling at home in two different worlds. This dual identity would later become the center of both admiration and criticism when she chose to compete for China. For Jiyu, however, it was never a contradiction. She often described herself as 100% American and 100% Chinese. The rise of a freestyle skiing phenomenon. Jiyu began skiing at the age of 3. Her mother, recognizing her daughter's energy and curiosity, encouraged her to explore the sport. By the time